Greetings. Welcome to CEC Gurukul lectures. In the series of financial statement of non-corporate entities, we are talking about this final accounts. And in previous lecture, we already talked about the how to prepare manufacturing account, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. In this lecture, we are going to talk about what is the difference between trading and P&L account and balance sheet. What is the difference between trial balance and balance sheet? What are the hints? We are going to talk about the hints which we need for the preparation of final accounts, and we'll understand the entire process of the preparation of final accounts with the help of one example. Now, what is the difference between this trading and P&L account and balance sheet? The trading and P&L account, that is profit and loss account, is prepared to ascertain the financial performance during an accounting period. So this income statement, which is trading and profit and loss account, is prepared to ascertain, to know the financial performance during an accounting period, whereas this balance sheet is prepared to ascertain the financial position of an enterprise at a particular time. So this balance sheet is prepared just to know about the financial position on a particular date. The balances of all the ledger accounts of revenue nature are shown in the trading and profit and loss account. So all the balances of ledger accounts which are related with the nominal account are to be shown in the trading and profit and loss account, whereas in the balance sheet of only those ledger accounts which are still remain open even after the preparation of trading and profit and loss account are to be shown in the balance sheet. Basically, accounts which are related with the real and personal and accounts which are not closed till the preparation of trading and P&L account are to be shown in the balance sheet, and the accounts which are related with the nominal account are to be shown in the trading and P&L account. The trading and profit and loss account is a ledger account. It has debit side and a credit side. It has two sides, this trading and P&L account, and it is closed by transferring its balances to the capital account. The balance of this trading and profit and loss account, it is transferred to the capital account. For example, if there is a net profit or if there is a net loss, that balance is transferred to the capital account, and this capital account is shown in the balance sheet. If there is a net profit, then this net profit would be added in the capital, and if there is a net loss of this profit and loss account, then this net loss will be deducted from the capital account. Whereas balance sheet is only a statement and it is not an account. It has no debit and credit side. In our previous lecture, we talked about this balance sheet wherein we talked about how to prepare the balance sheet. And balance sheet is prepared in a horizontal format, and it has two sides. The left hand side is known as a liability side and the right hand side is known as a asset side. So balance sheet has a two sides, that is liability side and the asset side, wherein trading and profit and loss account, it is an account and it has two sides, debit side and credit side. Now, what is the difference between trial balance and balance sheet? In our previous lecture, we talked about the trial balance, and wherein I told you about this trial balance. Trial balance is prepared just to check the arithmetical accuracy of all the ledger accounts, and this if trial balance tallies, that means whatever we have done, that is correct. All type of errors, one-sided errors can be detected by the preparation of trial balance, but two-sided errors cannot be detected by the preparation of trial balance. That's what we have done in our previous lectures. Balance sheet is prepared to ascertain the financial position of an enterprise at a particular time. So this is not an account, this is a sheet which is just to prepare to know the financial position, and this is also known as a position statement. This is a prepared just to know the financial position of an enterprise on a particular date. All the ledger accounts are shown in the trial balance. Whereas in balance sheet, the balances of only those ledger accounts which are still remain open even after the preparation of trading and profit and loss account are shown in the balance sheet. In trial balance, generally the closing stock does not appear, whereas opening stock appears in the trial balance. In balance sheet, only the closing stock appear on the asset side as a current asset. Information about net profit or loss is not provided in a trial balance because trial balance is just a summary of all the ledger accounts, wherein information about the net profit or net loss of a business is provided in the balance sheet. And if there is a net profit, then that has to be shown on the liability side, and that is added in the capital. And if there is a net loss, that has to be deducted from the capital. And both the items, if they, either there will be a net profit or there will be a net loss, and it will be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. Now, after the completion of all manufacturing account, trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet, now the question comes here, what are the hints which are required for the preparation of final accounts? So, generally, trial balance is given in the question. Now, what if this trial balance is not given in the question? What is trial balance? We already talked about this trial balance earlier in our previous lecture. Trial balance is just a summary of all the ledger account. If trial balance is not given in the question, the first thing which you need to do is to prepare trial balance out of with the help of all the ledger balances. So if trial balance is not given in the question, the first thing which you need to do is to prepare the trial balance. And if there is a balancing figure, your trial balance does not agree, if you prepare the trial balance and that trial balance does not agree and there is a balancing figure, then that has to be balanced by opening the suspense account. And suspense account is what? Suspense account is a temporary account which is open just to tally the trial balance. If there is a debit balance or if there is a credit balance, that has to be settled by opening a suspense account. And if this suspense account has a debit balance, then this will be shown on the asset side of a balance sheet. And if this suspense account has a credit balance, then this has to be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. All accounts which appear in the trial balance are to be recorded at one place at the time of preparing final accounts. So all the accounts, all the items which are appearing in the trial balance are to be recorded only at a one place, either in the trading account or in the profit and loss account or in the balance sheet. Basically, all the items which are of nominal nature, for example, wages is given, salaries is given, commission is given, all these items are related with the nominal account, and these items are to be shown in the trading and profit and loss account. And all the items which are related with the real account and personal account are to be shown in the balance sheet. Example, all items which are related with the real account. Example, all type of assets comes under real accounts. So all type of assets will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. All type of accounts which are related with the personal account, for example, all type of debtors or creditors, they are covered under this personal account, and they are to be shown on the asset side or liability side of a balance sheet. So here it is given, nominal accounts with a debit balance are either debited to the trading account or profit loss account. So all the nominal accounts which has a debit balance are to be shown on the debit side of the trading account or profit and loss account. For example, salaries is given in the trial balance, and we know the salary is an expense and it has a debit balance, and since salary is related with the nominal account, it is to be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Commission receive is an income, and this commission receive is related with the nominal account, and since it has a credit balance and it is to be shown on the credit side of the profit and loss account. So all the items which are related with the nominal accounts, whether they are direct expenses or they are indirect expenses or they are income, all the items which are related with the nominal accounts are to be shown in the trading and profit and loss account. All the items which are related with the real and personal account are to be shown in the balance sheet. Real accounts in the trial balance have debit balance and are to be recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet. Personal account with debit balance are to be recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet, because personal account with the debit balance. Example, debtor. So if debtor is given in the trial balance, that has to be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. And if creditor is given, creditor, this also comes under the personal account, but it has a credit balance. This has to be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. The total of both the sides of balance sheet will always be equal. There is no need to settle this account. There is no need of balancing this balance sheet, because balance sheet is not in an account. It is in a statement which is always tallied, which is always equal. Assets will be equal to liabilities. Let's understand this entire procedure with the help of this example. In this question, the trial balance is given to you. What if trial balance was not given? If trial balance, as I have explained you, if trial balance is not given in the question, only ledger balances are given, the first important thing which you need to do in the question is the preparation of trial balance out of the ledger balances given to you in the question. So in this question, trial balance is already given. If trial balance is not given, then the first thing is preparation of trial balance. So in this question, trial balance is given, and as you can see, the first three items, that is land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, these three items are assets, and all type of assets comes under real account. And I have just explained you, all type of real account are to be shown on the asset side of a balance sheet. The first thing which you need to do in the question before attempting the question of final accounts, before posting these items into the trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet, is the segregation of all the items which are given in the trial balance. So the items which are appearing in the trial balance are to be segregated first. So the land and building, plant and machinery, and furniture and fixtures, all these are assets, and all assets comes under real account, and all type of items which are related with the real account are to be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. The next item is opening stock, purchases and sales, return inward and outward, carriage inward. All these items are related with the nominal account, and all items which are related with the nominal account are to be shown in the trading and profit and loss account. So if these are direct expenses, then it has to be shown in the trading account. If these are indirect expenses, then these are to be shown in the profit and loss account. In our previous lecture, we talked about the type of expenses, wherein we talked about this direct expense and indirect expense. Direct expenses are those expenses which are directly related with the production, and indirect expenses are those expenses which are not directly related with the production but necessary. And direct expenses are shown in the trading account, and indirect expenses are shown in the profit and loss account. So out of this trial balance, you need to segregate all the items. Items related with the real account will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Items related with the nominal account will be shown in the trading and profit and loss account. Items related with the personal account will also be shown in the balance sheet. But the important thing here, these items which are appearing in the trial balance has to be posted only and only at one place, either in the trading account or in the profit and loss account or in the balance sheet. The items which are appearing in the trial balance are to be posted only at one place, either in the trading account or in the profit and loss account or in the balance sheet. The items which are appearing outside of the trial balance, that in this case closing stock is given outside of the trial balance, and the items which are appearing outside of the trial balance, So in this case, this has to be posted at least at two places. So the closing stock will be shown in the trading account and as well as in the balance sheet. So we will be talking about all these items regarding the adjustment entries in our upcoming lecture. So let's solve this question. In this question, how to prepare the trading and profit and loss account. This trading and profit and loss account is always prepared for the year ended, because this is an income statement. An income statement, it depicts the financial performance of a company. So it is always prepared for the year ended. On the left side, this is a debit side, and the right side is a credit side. Trading and profit and loss account is nominal in nature, and the rule of nominal account says debit all expenses and losses and credit all income and gains. And because of that rule, all the expenses are to be shown on the debit side and all the incomes are to be shown on the credit side. Purchases are shown net purchases after deducting returns. Purchase return, that is 3,94,000. Carriage inward, wages and salaries, both are direct expenses. That's why they are shown in the trading account. If it is given in the question salaries and wages, we already talked about this. If salaries and wages is given in the question, then this is an indirect expense, and if wages and salaries is given in the question, then it is a direct expense. So all type of direct expenses are to be shown on the debit side of the trading account, and all indirect expenses are to be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. In this trading account, gross profit is there, and this gross profit is transferred to profit and loss account. So after the preparation of trading account, this profit and loss account is prepared. As you can see, on the credit side, gross profit is brought down from the trading account. This is 2,64,500. Again, profit and loss account is a nominal in nature. So the rule says debit all expenses. So because of that, all expenses and losses are shown on the debit side, and all income and gains are shown on the credit side. Because of that reason, gross profit is shown on the credit side. Discount received, which is again an income, is shown on the credit side. Commission, which is again an income, is shown on the credit side. If you see the trial balance, this discount received and commission, this has a credit balance, and since these are income and it has a credit balance as well, so these are to be shown on the credit side of the profit and loss account. See the debit side of this profit and loss account, all type of expenses which are related with the office, which are related with the selling and distribution, which are related with the financial expenses or miscellaneous expenses, all are shown on the debit side of this profit and loss account. So in this profit and loss account, your credit side is exceeding debit side. So there is a profit of 1,94,000, and this net profit is transferred to the capital account, and this net profit will be added to the capital in the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet. On the left hand side, liabilities are shown. The first item is given here, capital, which is already given in the trial balance. Since capital is personal in nature, personal, that comes in under the personal account, so I told you all type of personal accounts are to be shown in the balance sheet. So capital is shown on the liability side. Net profit is added to this capital. Whatever is increasing capital, that will be added to the this capital. So because of the net profit, capital is increasing, we have added it. Drawings are deducted from this. So the net amount is 5,08,000. Creditors are shown here. Creditors, because since they have a credit balance in the trial balance, and all type of assets and all type of any other item which are not closed till the preparation of trading and P&L account are to be shown on the asset side. There is no need to balance this balance sheet. This will be always tally. Your liabilities will be equals to assets. Now there are some points which you need to focus upon, that is the items of capital and revenue nature. The main function of accounting include the ascertainment of profit and loss account for an accounting period and financial position at the end of that period. The distinction between capital and revenue item is important both from the income statement, that is trading and P&L account, as well as from position statement, that is balance sheet. So if that distinction is not made, then there would be a confusion. So in accountancy, there are two main things. One is receipt and one is expenditure. What is expenditure? An expenditure is a fund used by a business to attain new asset, improve existing ones, or to reduce a liability. In other words, it is the use of a resource in the operation of a business. This expenditure is classified into three categories: capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, and deferred revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure is an expenditure which is incurred to acquire or bring into existence an asset, to acquire or bring into existence an advantage or benefit of an enduring nature, to increase the productivity or earning capacity of a business. The benefits of capital expenditure are beyond the current accounting period, and this capital expenditure are to be shown on the asset side of a balance sheet. The example of the capital expenditures are the purchase of fixed assets, or goodwill is there, or investment that we have purchased, some investment we have invested in shares and debentures of some other company. So basically the capital expenditure are those expenditures which are non-recurring in nature. So basic feature of the capital expenditure is those expenditures which are non-recurring in nature, they are not on a routine basis. So if we purchase any asset, then that is the example of capital expenditure. The next type of expenditure are revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure are those expenditure which are incurred to maintain the productivity or earning capacity of a business and to carry out the operating activities in the normal course of a business. Basically, these are the expenditure which are recurring in nature and which are done to for the maintaining the productivity or earning capacity of a business. The benefits of these revenue expenditures are beyond current accounting period, and these are shown on the debit side of the income statement, that is trading and profit and loss account. The examples of these revenue expenditures are wages, salaries, rent, rates, heat and lighting. These are the examples of revenue expenditure. So basically revenue expenditures are recurring in nature and capital expenditures are non-recurring in nature. If we purchase any asset, that is the example of capital expenditure. If we pay wages to the workers, we pay salaries to the employees, these are the examples of revenue expenditure. The next type of expenditure are deferred revenue expenditure. Deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure which is revenue in nature and incurred during an accounting period. However, related benefits are to be derived in multiple future accounting periods. These expenses are usually large in amount and essentially the benefits are not consumed within the same accounting period. The example of deferred revenue expenditure is heavy advertisement to launch a new product is a deferred revenue expenditure, since the benefit from it will be availed over the next 3 to 5 years. The accounting treatment of this deferred revenue expenditure is this should be written off within 3 to 5 years, and unless it is written off, it will be shown in the balance sheet. For example, the heavy expenditure we have done in the launching of a product is rupees 1 crore. Out of 1 crore, 20 lakh is written off. So the amount which is written off will be shown in the profit and loss account, and the remaining amount, that is 80 lakh, will be shown in the balance sheet on the asset side. The next thing in the accountancy is receipts. We classify receipts into two categories. One is capital receipt and the other is revenue receipts. Capital receipts, again, they are non-recurring in nature. Those receipts which are not on a regular basis. So those are known as a capital receipt. For example, I have a bookshop, and in my bookshop, my business is to sell the books. So in my bookshop, I have sold the asset which was lying in my bookshop. So selling of furniture is not my main activity. That is not main operating activity. So anything which is earned from the this main activity will be treated as a capital receipt. The examples of these capital receipts are sale of asset, raising of loan, raising of capital. The revenue receipts are the funds which are received by a business as a result of its core business activities. It leads to an overall increase in the total revenue of the business. So basically, revenue receipts are recurring in nature. All the receipts which are done on a recurring basis, which are earned because of the main operating activities of a business, are known as revenue receipts. The examples are given here: receipts from the sale of goods and services, discount received from creditors or suppliers, interest earned, dividend received, rent received, commission received. These are the example. So thank you so much everyone. In this lecture we are done with the preparation of trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. What are the hints which are necessary in the preparation of final accounts? In the upcoming lecture we are going to talk about the financial statement with the adjustment entries. Thank you so much everyone.